Neale and Jan, thank you so much for joining us on News Breakfast. Neale, congratulations first of all. How do you feel being in the running for the big Australian of the Year award?
It is obviously a wonderful honour to be the Victorian nominee. Just to get this far is a great thrill, not only for me but Jan and the family who have been such great support on this journey.
And Jan, you must be incredibly proud as well.
Yeah, we're all really proud of all the work and the resilience and the strength Neale's shown over the years. But I think it's also an award for everyone around Australia too that have supported Fight MND.
As Neale said, it's something for the whole family as well, and your family's been front and centre with this and raising awareness for MND. What's this experience been like for the family?
I think it's been great for the family because when Neale was diagnosed, it's devastating that what's going to happen to him. He might have 27 months to live, but it's given us a focus, something to focus on and work really hard towards, and that's finding a treatment for this beast of a thing.
Neale co-founded the charity Fight MND, and since then millions has been raised. Can you talk us through some of the work that Fight MND has done?
Well, when Neale was diagnosed, there was no hope. He was told he probably had 27 months to live and to go and tick off a bucket list. So, he's a very determined person and he wanted to make a difference while he was alive. So I think now we have, we've got 600 people have access to clinical trials. There's 15 clinical trials all around Australia. We've raised over 115 million, and that money is being used all around the country in all the states with different projects, research projects and care initiatives. We fund a lot of equipment for people that are living with MND, and that goes right around Australia. So, and the other thing, I suppose, is there's now researchers that are working on this disease. Back when Neale was diagnosed, there weren't a lot, and now we're able to fund a lot more researchers in, trying to find this an answer to this disease.
Neale, everyone knows about Fight MND now. The Big Freeze is such an event on the calendar, the sporting calendar for AFL, but just for people generally. Did you ever think that it could become something like this?
When we started out, we had no grand vision. We just wanted to do something and we had no idea what support we would get. We have been amazed with where it has gone to since our humble beginnings around our kitchen table with the support and guidance of the other co-founders Pat Cunningham and Dean Davis.
Neale, if you are named Australian of the Year, what are you hoping to do with this honour?
Well, as you know, our foundation is fighting motor neurone disease. We call it a beast. We have been calling on people to join our army to fight this beast of a disease, and if the honour fell my way, it just gives us a bigger, more national platform to broadcast our appeal.
And Jan, are you prepared to be a bit more front and centre as well? We know, your kids are becoming so much more recognisable now too. They've spoken a lot on behalf of the family and on behalf of Neale. Are you prepared to take up a bigger role?
I've always liked to be behind the scenes. That's where I prefer to be. But since Neale's been unable to speak, I have done a little bit more media and a bit more, getting a bit more out there. So I'll have to, I think. So I'll get used to it.
Neale, you've had such an incredible career in the AFL. You've been a tireless campaigner for MND. People often talk about legacies. When people say Neale Daniher, what do you want people to think?
Maybe a couple of things. Firstly, they might think, gee, he smiled a lot for a guy that has a terminal illness. Secondly, he was a fighter. He didn't give up without a fight. Lastly, he was a doer. As I say, the mark of a person isn't what they say, but what they do. He hit a crack. He did something.
Neale and Jan, thank you so much for coming in and joining us on News Breakfast, and we hope to see much more of you in future.
Thanks, Emma.